Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Revita Apriskilia. My student number is 212 from class E. So, I will present about the poem. The title is The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes. And here I will explain about the element of the poem. And then I will read the poem. The Negro Speaks of Rivers, 19 and 21. I've known rivers ancient as the world, and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in their reeds when dawns were young. I built my heart near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abraham Lincoln went down to New Orleans. And I've seen the moody bosom turn all the golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. This poem was written by Langston Hughes, a great American poet, social activist, and playwright. The Negro Speaks of River is one of the famous free poetry poems about the African people and their lives before and after leaving their land. It was first published in 1921 in the journal The Crisis. The poem presents voices and memories of African people who were forced to become slaves, including when Abraham Lincoln struggled to erase it. The speaker spoke from the bottom of his heart and gave a glimpse of his heritage and memories attached to the ancient rivers of Africa. Next, the element of the poem, personification. What is the personification? Personification is gives human characteristic to something non-human. In this poem, especially in the first stanza, there is an element of personification used here which brings the reader closer to the world the speaker lives in. He became so close to these bodies of water, he knew them, and as one might know a fellow human being. For example, on the eighth line of the sentence, the Mississippi River is personified. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, as if the river is human that can sing. Metaphor. The extended metaphor of the narrator's soul is akin to the river on which the African American race, and the world's old rivers, have both circled the world for a long time and have grown wise and resilient because of it. The poem, to remind African Americans of their history, calls on them to unite and embrace their history by encouraging pride in their history around the world and their ability to overcome the trials and tribulations they have been through. Hughes used this poem to encourage a sense of African American pride. Next, rhythm. The pattern of beats or stresses in a poem. Huge repetition of the phrases "I've known rivers" and "my soul has grown deep" creates a kind of cyclical feeling and rhythm to the poem that both mimics the sounds of a river and likely demonstrates the pattern of immigration African Americans have faced as Hughes describes in the poem. Next, elements, rhyme. The poem doesn't contain any rhyming in any pattern. This poem is written in a free verse, so there is not a set rhyme scheme or structure. the unstructured form of the poem, and its flowing phrases and a style that replies the lulling motion of the river. The poem is cyclical with a constant repetition, which corresponds to the natural repeating rhythm of a river. Free verse is a literary device that can be defined as poetry that is free from limitation of regular meter or rhythm, and doesn't rhyme with fixed form. Such poems are without rhythm and rhyme schemes, that do not follow regular rhyme schemes rules, yet still provide artistic expression. And then assonance, repetition of vowel sound in the same line, such as the sounds of "oh" in "my soul has grown deep like the rivers." In this poesy, there is four sentences, and in the last sentence that have same word. Consonants, repetitive sounds produced by consonants in the middle or end of words in a phrase or sentence. In this poem, there is in stanza 3 bed, would, look, and heart. Next, repetition. There is a lot of repetition in this poem in both word and phrase form, like afternoon rivers, afternoon rivers. The example of repetition phrase, and then the flow of human blood in human veins. Repetition of human. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I've known rivers, ancient and ski rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. There is a lot of repetition about the word like rivers. And then mood and tone. The mood of the poem The Negro speaks of river is dignified and wise. The speaker exudes confidence and wisdom by repeatedly saying, "I've known rivers." Rivers symbolically represent the passage of time, history, and influence. In the middle section of the poem, the speaker illustrates his connection to the past, which shapes his current culture and understanding of humanity. The three Mike rivers carry history, ideas, culture, tradition, and memories of majestic kingdoms in Africa with them to America. The speaker's convention that his soul has grown deep like the rivers also establishes a connection between the human essence and the mighty ancient waterways. And then the final line of the poem re-establishes the speaker's dignified nature and understanding of his culture-rich history, much like deep African rivers which shapes civilization. The speaker's soul's essence and culture will continue to impact future societies. Langston Hughes establishes a connection between the ancient rivers of the past, which spurred civilization, to the prominent Mississippi, where slaves were traded throughout America. And then the next one, imagery. Imagery is used to make readers perceive things involving their five senses. For example, in this poem, I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. Ancient dusky rivers, and seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. Next, simile. The first example, afternoon rivers ancient as the world, and older than the flow of human blood in a human veins. Here the poet compares the river with the ancient world. The second example is in the third line, my soul has grown deep like the rivers. Here the depth of his soul is compared with the depth of the rivers. And the next theme, major themes in the Negro speaks of rivers poetry, like pride, heritage, and nature are the major themes of this poem. The poet talks about the origin and hierarchical existence of the African race. By using the reference of rivers, he says that the African race is deeply attached to the knowledge that is as old as the ancient rivers. Also, the mood of the poem suggests that the speaker takes pride in his color and science, culture, and race. The next one is symbolism. Symbolism is a use of symbols to signify ideas and qualities by giving them symbolic meanings that are different from their literal meanings. For example, the flow of human blood in human veins and the rivers mentioned in the poem. Here river represent the passage of time and the blood is the symbol of life. Okay guys, thank you for watching my video and I hope you understand. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.